Joined by Dan Weber, I'm Johnie Freatman, bringing you instant analysis from Howard Jones Field. Dan, there was a big decision announced today by Lane Kiffin. Backup quarterback, it's going to be Max Wittek. What do you think about this and how it pertains to the future quarterback competition to succeed Matt Barkley?
Well, Lane said it doesn't mean anything. It didn't mean anything last year that Cody Kessler was the backup, and now Max Wittek is. Cody said, got to work on my deep ball, got to keep competing. Max said that, I'm more comfortable now in film room and the huddle and knowing the line calls and knowing the protections. Lane, does it mean anything? Lane said basically they had to name somebody. They would be as comfortable with either one of them out there. Does it mean anything? Maybe it means something that we don't even completely understand right here. Two different kinds of quarterbacks, very difficult to make the pick. Did they flip a coin? Maybe. I don't know. It said it won't affect how they compete for the starter, next year or anything else. So it doesn't affect much, but it will affect the snaps that they get during the week.
Another very popular topic was that Silas Redd and Curtis McNeil were named co-starters at running back. We talked with both of them. What was your takeaway from their reactions to this news?
Well, I think they've handled it better than anybody the whole time. I think Curtis was a big part of Silas coming here when he really could understand how Curtis was going to be totally welcoming him. I think some of us thought maybe they would technically keep Curtis as a starter, give him the first, series, but Lane didn't say that. He said, I don't know who's going to, get the first snap. They're going to basically alternate and be both out there and give us, two ways of, attacking from tailback. But we're not going to say Curtis is a starter or Silas is a starter or who's going to get the first play in Saturday's game. We don't know. They're basically equal now.
Lastly, Dan, this was the beginning of the transition from evening to morning fall practices. Lane Kiffin said the offense looked a little bit sluggish. With the first game 4 days away, do you have any concerns at all?
No. I do think there's going to be an adjustment period, and when we think of it as practice was originally 7:45, and then they scheduled it at 8. But on their time frame, as Lane said, 6 a.m. because that's when they're getting started. So, we don't maybe look at it as like such an unbelievably big adjustment to our schedules. But when you're talking about they're now starting at 6 o'clock on their schedules for meetings and all the things that they're doing before practice. That's a pretty big adjustment. So you would almost expect that there'd be that kind of adjustment, especially after a day off and the first day of class yesterday. This is probably to be expected. But nobody was very happy. Matt wasn't happy. Obviously, Lane wasn't happy. Matt was saying he was very glad that Lane reacted that way. He said, I agree with him. We shouldn't do those little things, the jumping off sides, all that little stuff. So we can't afford to do that.
Well, Dan, thank you very much. We'll be back tomorrow. For Dan Weber, I'm Johnie Freatman. Log on to USCfootball.com for more.